Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. This time out we have some new Avatar merchandise announced, 2 board games and something else which I'll get to in a moment. So both of these board games are up on Box Lunch, so randomly they decided to put this up. They're a little hard to find if you don't actively seek them out. I think they make it pretty clear you find this Iroh one pretty quickly, but the other one you have to really look for. And again, Box Lunch have like 800 items if you just do a search for Avatar The Last Airbender. Most of it's t-shirts, but it's hard to find this stuff. But either way, 2 board games, pretty cheap as well. 25 retail, they're saying it's on sale for 20. Is that actually a sale or is it actually just costing 20? Either way, not particularly expensive. No image of what you get inside, but they do explain it here. In Uncle Iroh's dream, follow the wise firebender's sage advice and craft your own cartoon stories using characters, locations, events, animals, and special item cards. Save your favorite written stories as mementos and use the White Lotus tile, Avatar State, and Appa tokens to make your story more unique. Includes 560 mini cards, 1 paper pad, 4 pencils, 1 sand timer, 3 wooden tokens, and 1 rulebook, ages 7+, 3 to 10 players, 15 to 20 minutes, and for some reason it says imported. So here's the image up close. Pretty standard stuff. The characters just having fun, I guess. Uncle Iroh's dream, there's the designers down here, and what's this logo down here in the corner? Is that Golden Bell Studios? It's been a long time since we've heard of them, and we'll get to them in a second. Obviously, seeing them actually release an Avatar product prompted me to look up what they had, and we found something. So let's discuss that in a second. So how do we feel about this one? Not particularly strongly. My guess is that this game is literally just you have a piece of paper and a pencil. I'm guessing draw a certain amount of cards and have to just create a story using the characters, items, locations, and events that you get from that. That could be cool. It really depends on what the selection is. How deep did the character selection go? I do wonder, 560 things, is there actually any new information on this? I'd really doubt there is. And they probably just have scoured every little bit of information that we do have. I wonder did they have to incorporate chorus stuff into it, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, seems relatively fun, but not on the same level of other board game type stuff that we've seen in terms of trying to compare this to the recently announced role-playing game, which is likely going to be very detailed. Comparing this to the IDW Games Pro Bending Arena, or the new one that's probably we're gonna start to hear some information about in the coming months, I don't really think so. So I guess if you can get this without much issue, it could be fun, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to try and get a hold of this, just because being in Ireland, this is gonna be so difficult to get if I wanted to purchase it. But Box Lunch seems to be the only place that have it, and they say it's in stock, so for anyone wondering, there you go. Second one seems a little bit more interesting. Avatar The Last Airbender Oh My Cabbage's board game. Box Lunch exclusive on this board game. So the main cover here, you can see pretty standard imagery. Now there is some stock imagery right there. That shot of these 3 characters, same with this one here that Appa's always used, so that's not a great sign. But still, they do a decent job with all the cabbages. It's a Cabbage Merchant focused game. Everyone remembers the Cabbage Merchant, of course. They do have an image of the inside here, which we'll look at up close. So, you get some, I guess, money tokens, some markers, some player tokens. By the looks of things, you play as a character. So that's what these character cards are. You collect money, which they obviously try to make different between the nations and so on. That's why they have all the different ones. You have a dice. You have these number cards up here, which is kind of interesting. What was it? Oh, that's the avatar, so 10. And then you have air, water, earth, fire, Ang. You have bending cards up here, plus a Cabbage Merchant card. It's kind of hard to see, it's not particularly up close. And then you have a face down deck of cards, a face up deck of cards, numbers 1 to 12 on the board, and what looks like spots for just stuff like location, Southern Air Temple, and it has numbers on it like what shield, players, and money, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's some sort of a resource style game. Seems kind of weird that it's really focused on the Cabbage Merchant, but then the game itself doesn't really like seem particularly focused on the Cabbage Merchant. I guess because it's maybe more money focused, it makes sense to do that. He's I suppose meant to be our Monopoly Man guy in Avatar, but yeah, because you can see here that there's a little kind of Cabbage Merchant piece here next to Katara, so I don't really know what that means. I guess he has some sort of a bonus that just stuff happens around the Cabbage Merchant, so it's better to have him with you, maybe. So the other thing is that, like, okay, I guess you just put these things down on the board, and then you go across this, and you can buy the locations, I guess, and you get money. I'm guessing it's meant to just be some sort of a basic Monopoly style thing with some utilization of like bending the avatar and stuff like that in play. The only thing I can think of is like, does this countdown go up to 12 and like 10 like the avatar comes in and wrecks everything? I don't know. It could be fun. Again, here's what it says. In this comedic board game, set up your cabbage market and try to start a successful business across the 4 nations of Avatar. You'll find it's not really as easy as you think. 2 to 6 players, A+, 30 to 90 minute playtime exported. And again, it is by Golden Bell Studios, which you can see here. So yeah, that's the main takeaway here. This game is actually, it's cheaper. That's kind of interesting. I guess you don't get as many cards here. It doesn't look like it's 500 cards, but it's seems like about half of that at least. You get more token stuff. Not really sure though. So $15 or $20 depending on, I suppose, what's going on here. It doesn't seem like it's available right now, and there's no like release date on it, so I don't know what the situation is there, which I suppose sort of fits Golden Bell Studios in that it's been it was like 2018 when we first heard that Golden Bell Studios have the Avatar license and they're going to be making some Avatar board games as well as some Avatar plushes. And I've checked up on them like once or twice over the last few years. And to me, I haven't really seen any movement for the most part. Their website, for the most part, is terrible. They don't really make it that clear at all what they're doing. But they do now finally have some stuff up for sale. Now, you can see the problem already. Expected release for this Appa plush is holiday 2020, and it still says pre-order now, and we're in February. So that just feels like, yeah, that's classic Golden Bell Studios, just like a lot of waiting. And this is all their Avatar stuff based on what I could find on their shop. They have a 15-inch Appa plush and a 30-inch Appa plush. The 30-inch one has the expected release date of holiday 2020. This one doesn't have a release date, but they're both pre-orders. As for, is it a good plush? It seems alright. A 30-inch plush is pretty massive. And it definitely fits the character design for the most part. And if you're looking for an Appa plush, which a lot of people always are, there's this. That's good. You also get a collectible hang tag with the plush, so there's that. But yeah, that's all. Like, they don't mention these 2 board games on their website or on their shop for sale. So that could mean that potentially both of these items are box lunch exclusives. So make of that what you will. But yeah, my general thoughts on this are just that, like, I'm not going to be too upset that realistically I'm never going to have the ability to like play either of these games, just because there's going to be no like effective way for me to purchase either of these, because box lunch don't ship anywhere basically. But they don't seem like particularly like in-depth games, so I assume someone will get them, someone will do a video maybe explaining how they work, and that'll be fun to see. Maybe there is like 1 or 2 interesting little bits in there with them just to see what cards they have in that, like, you know, the Iroh game comes with 560 cards that are going to have to reference Avatar stuff, like what's on all of those cards. But yeah, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you have an interest in either of these two games, the Iroh one, the Cabbage Merchant one, or even whatever Golden Bell Studios are doing with their pre-order on a item way past its release date for the Appa plush? But let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.